All right, so download the correct installer for your system. Typically, when you browse to the site, it's going to put a little symbol next to the installer that's right for you. It basically fingerprints your browser and picks the one that it thinks is right. If you're on Windows 10, just go for the 64-bit installer, and that'd be pretty safe. All right, so go to your downloads and just start the installer. And it'll need root privileges to install, so you'll have to acknowledge the UAC pop-up. Next, and I agree. And you can uncheck the user's guide and stuff if you want to save space, but for the most part, it's easier. Just go ahead and install everything. And associate the files. And it'll install in program files by default. That's the default place for any 64-bit program. If you happen to be using the 32-bit version and you're on a 64-bit machine, it'll probably go into the x86 folder, which is fine. If you don't have WinPCAP, you do need to install that as well, but you don't have to install the USB PCAP. All right, install WinPCAP as well, and you can let it automatically start if you want to. You don't have to. It just makes it slightly quicker when you start Wireshark. It won't have to fire up the driver in the background. If you happen to already have WinPCAP installed when you get about this far, it'll basically skip this middle part and just go straight to the end. Yes?
I may or may not have 2.2.1 on my notebook when I show up. Have there been interface revisions that would complicate class learning?
I don't think so. The main interface parts are that you want to have is the statistics, and it shouldn't mess that up, I don't think.
Okay.
So, all right, we can run it, or there will be a shortcut on the desktop. So if you right-click it, you can pin it to the start. You can also put it over here. You can also drag these icons out into the desktop, drag them into your taskbar or whatever you want to do to make it easier to find. But once you get it to where you can run it, you can go ahead and start to run it, and then you can test it. So the easiest way to test is to grab a PCAP file that someone else has already made. You could also capture some traffic and go to File, Open if you're using a PCAP. And I grabbed one from, actually I grabbed quite a few of them from the NetResec website, or however you pronounce that, NETRESEC. And if you Google their site, they have a whole bunch of PCAPs that you can download. They're broken up by the source where they came from, and a lot of them are from these different challenges, different colleges or groups, like government groups have contests and things that you can download a bunch of PCAPs from. All right, so I'm going to grab one of the ones from that website and just try to open it. And as long as you see the packets showing up in the list, then you're done and you have it successfully installed.